Would you debate for love? And despite everything, say you won't give up. Would you debate for love? And despite everything, say you won't give up. Don't give up.
I am so done with the 50-50 debate discourse. Like, we don't need a debate, okay? We're done with the debates. We need a show and tell. And then let the girlies decide what lifestyle they want to live. The 50-50 men in a lot of these videos, they're not problem solvers. They catastrophize.
I can pack the stuff.
And they do nothing to solve the situation.
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
They leave it up to the woman to fix the situation.
Can you just do like overtime or something on the weekends?
And they show no concern as to why the woman cannot pay the rent or the mortgage.
I don't want to have to go back to work.
Do you see the pattern here? Like, there is a pattern. On today's episode, we are talking about the telling my husband I can't pay the mortgage trend and what it reveals about the cultural zeitgeist we are in, as well as the realizations we're coming to as we analyze this trend. Because today, the revelations are revelationing. Now, we have a lot to cover, but before we get into it, I need you to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. With that being said, let's get into it. The telling my husband I can't pay the mortgage trend has been making the rounds on TikTok recently, and it's basically wives filming their husbands as they usually playfully tell them that they cannot pay the mortgage this month, knowing full well that the wife, the women who are filming their husbands, they have never in their married life have ever paid for the mortgage. So the husbands, after hearing the statement, they get really confused and some of them offended that their wife would even think about paying the mortgage. So let's watch a couple of videos.
I won't be able to pay the mortgage this month.
You don't pay the mortgage any month.
I just want to let you know I can't pay the mortgage this month. I can't even help. Don't ask for nothing.
Baby.
What?
I pay the bills, son. Well, this house is taken care of. Don't worry about the mortgage.
I don't have enough money to pay our mortgage.
You will never have to worry about paying a mortgage. Not ever. The mortgage is paid.
I can't help pay the mortgage this month.
Oh, thank God you let me know that.
I cannot make the mortgage this month. I can't pay it.
You don't pay the mortgage. That's not a part of your responsibilities.
And as a spoiled girly, I approve. I love seeing women in equitable relationships. Like, love seeing that.
I love it so much.
And speaking of love, let's talk about I Love Isla. I Love Isla offers reusable gel press-on nails in a variety of colors. The ones I'm wearing today are the brown sugar donut glazed in medium almond. They're so precious. Like, cute. And the key to making these nails last longer, if you really want that long-term wear, is to make sure that there are no oils on your nail bed. Like, use the included alcohol pads to wipe your nail beds and fingertips, okay? Like, it's not just this, because there's still oils on your fingertips, so you're gonna end up transferring it onto your nail beds. Do your nail beds and your fingertips. Trust, okay? That's the key. And also treat the nail glue like lash glue, you apply it on your nail and then the press-on nail, and then you kind of wait for it to be a bit tacky, and then you apply the press onto your nail. That is also key, okay? Because then the nail glue, if you don't do that, it just runs everywhere, and it's just not a great experience, and you're not gonna like the result, okay? So treat it like lash glue. But once you get it on, these nails are staying on, okay? These press-on nails are so nail game changing. So if you also want to change your nail game, go to iloveilashop.com or click the link in the description and use code MANIFESTL to get 10% off your first order. Now back to the topic. And because of the popularity of the telling my husband I can't pay the mortgage trend, some creators wanted to be messy, and they said that, okay, now that we've seen the provider husbands do the trend, let's see the 50-50 girlies hop on this trend.
Now, where the 50-50 couples at? I want to see y'all joke about it. I want to see the prank done the right way. I want to see the real gritty reaction.
And so they did, and it did not end well.
I can't pay the rent this month.
Can you just do overtime or something on the weekend?
You want me to work overtime on the weekends?
Yeah, I don't want to have to go back to work.
Are you serious? You want me to work overtime on the weekends?
I'm not going to be able to pay the rent this month.
I love you, but I don't even know who we pay our rent to. I don't really know. To be honest with you, I can pack the stuff.
Safe to say, like, that didn't go well. And also born out of this trend is some provider women realizing that they actually don't enjoy being providers. Like this one creator who posted asking if she is a fool for paying 100% of a man's expenses.
I feel like I'm about to embarrass myself with this trend, but are none of the other girlies paying 100% of their partner's expenses? Am I the only fool out here on the internet? Let me know. So when we moved in together, the rent agreement was 70% from me because I earn more money and 30% from him. So that's how it first started, with the view that one day it would change. It never changed. Like after I fed this man for 6 months and he didn't literally contribute anything, not even like a roll of toilet paper to the house, I was like getting, mad and being like, you have to contribute, at least pay me half of the groceries. Like you're a 40-year-old man, you have to pay for your own electricity. And then you all are out there pranking your husband and he's laughing at you about paying 50-50 or like not paying the mortgage that month. I'm an idiot.
Someone said,
at this point, I'd ask him to just move out. The 30% in rent he is paying you, you'll save in groceries and other bills. Protect your peace. This sounds miserable.
And then the creator of the video said,
seriously, and yeah, he's gone and I'm back to single and stress-free.
And I'm really glad that she recognized that that situation was not serving her. Like, it's not the life that she wants to live. And yeah, so she made the changes in her life to reflect that. Someone else said,
you are not a fool. You got programmed incorrectly, and now you learn the hard way. Be kind with yourself.
This. So I'm going to share my thoughts on the 50-50 girlies in a little bit, but I've gotten soft on them with age, I guess. And it is true that a lot of women have unfortunately been programmed to think that 50-50 makes them equal to a man, that it is at all equitable in relation to everything that they bring into a relationship with a man. Like, if you only knew how valuable you are, if you only knew how much you benefit him, like if you only knew that he wouldn't be with you if he didn't extract so much value from you, if you only knew, okay? And that's why we end almost every single solitary class with telling you how you have so much inherent worth and value in a world that is hell-bent on devaluing you. Like, they wouldn't work so hard literally putting in overtime to make you doubt yourself if you doubting yourself wasn't prerequisite to them exploiting you. Like, if you only knew, okay? Someone said,
he should be embarrassed, not you.
Yeah, like we always say this in the Spoiled Girly support group. Like, that is so embarrassing for him, okay? Not for you, for him. Someone else said,
TikTok is really saving lives.
And honestly, yeah, it is. Someone said,
I feel this has been a huge wake-up call for a lot of us. I'm not currently in a relationship, and before this, I would have seen 50-50 as okay. But now I see how relaxed I could be in a better relationship.
Okay, so this comment is literally how I feel right now about the whole 50-50 debate. Like, I am so done with the 50-50 debate discourse. Like, we don't need a debate, okay? We're done with the debates. We need a show and tell. And then let the girlies decide what lifestyle they want to live. Because number one, you should not be debating your core values, especially with someone who is supposed to be your life partner. Like, the definition of a life partner is someone who shares your values and enriches your experience of life. So if they don't share your values and therefore will not enrich your experience of life, then they are not your partner, okay? So yeah, no more 50-50 debates. Like, if they don't share your values, he's not the one, okay? If you're spoiled girly and he's a 50-50 man, he's not the one. Like, he doesn't have to be a bad person or whatever. Like, you don't have to demonize him. He's just not the one, and that's okay, all right? So can we grow some backbone, like literally sit up straight and establish that certain things are simply non-negotiable, and that's okay. If a man ever debates you on your core values, like, they're not the one, okay? Like, I don't know how many times I have to say that. And if you are truly happy with your core values, your life choices, you don't need to defend it to other people. Like, you'll just find other like-minded people to celebrate your values and your choices with. Like, I'm tired of the fighting, defending, debating vibe. Like, why is everyone so hell-bent on getting a reaction out of us? Okay? Why? Like, leave us alone. And anyway, I wanted to get into one of the bigger revelations in today's class.
The problem is not that these couples are 50-50. We understand. I understand. Times are hard. People got to pay bills together because, the math ain't mathin' right. Things are very expensive. Problem with the 50-50 version is the reaction from the men.
Times are hard. okay? But the 50-50 men in a lot of these videos, they're not problem solvers. They catastrophize.
I can pack the stuff.
And they do nothing to solve the situation.
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
They leave it up to the woman to fix the situation.
Can you just do like overtime or something on the weekends?
And they show no concern as to why the woman cannot pay the rent or the mortgage.
I don't want to have to go back to work.
Do you see the pattern here? Like, there is a pattern. And I want you to get into the habit of recognizing patterns. Because if you've noticed, like, I love picking up on patterns. Like, it's just something that I do subconsciously, consciously. Like, it's just an ongoing thing, okay? And in the Spoiled Girly support group, we notice, recognize, and analyze patterns that are happening in the world, like in real life, online. And so we recognize that pattern, we piece it together, we analyze it, and then we conjecture why it's happening, what it means, and what it could predict about the future. And that is the Spoiled Girly vibe. Like, that's literally what we do in every class. You know why? Because this pattern recognition behavior has been ingrained in us for as long as we have been living under patriarchy. So this pattern that 50-50 men are not problem solvers, they catastrophize and they do nothing to solve the situation. They show no concern for you when financial times get rough and you can no longer financially contribute, all while they have gold dug you for your biological and physical and emotional labor for free, okay? So, like, don't even get me into the gold digger debates, okay? Like, the real gold digger here is the person who is digging labor from a woman. For what? Room and board? No, thank you. And so it is a pattern that a man who requires 50-50 financial contribution from their female partner, they tend to be selfish men. Okay, so it's a pattern of behavior. And one thing women are always shamed for doing is engaging in pattern recognition. Like, think about it, okay? Even here in the Spoiled Girly support group, whenever we bring up a pattern we are recognizing, it is always,
not all men, you're generalizing, there's good men out there.
Or in your daily life, when you bring up a pattern of their behavior that you don't agree with, it's,
I don't always do that. I guess I'm just a piece of shit who can't do anything right.
Okay, at every turn, women are shamed for recognizing patterns. And that's because it's our gift, okay? They're trying to shame us for our gift. Like, living under patriarchal systems as prey, we needed to learn how to recognize patterns to keep ourselves safe, okay? Pattern recognition for women is survival. And that's why the no nuance Nellies who have never faced a generalization in their life are so insidious, okay? Like the bean soup people.
What about me? What about this hyper-specific condition, situation that only applies to me?
Like, shut up, okay? Because these people are doing the patriarchy's job of dismantling women's gifts, women's pattern recognition. And I get so heated about this topic, okay? And I really want you to appreciate yourself right now because remember the It's Not Women's Intuition, It's Intelligence class? I got this comment that said, intuition is intelligence men cannot understand. So whenever you feel like something is wrong or off with a situation, but you can't seem to pinpoint why, that's pattern recognition. Like your subconscious is piecing the patterns together, but your conscious is not yet able to process it. And it usually doesn't come all together for you until something bad happens or years later and you're like, wow, like I was so lucky that I got out of that situation alive or safe. You know, like for the longest time, I swear, like this is real talk. I felt like I was psychic, okay? Like I fully believed I was psychic because I can predict the future so well. Like all my predictions come true. I mean, obviously not all, but a lot of them come true. Like I'm psychic, I must be psychic, I'm psychic, okay? Now that I'm like realizing these things, like I'm not unique, that I'm psychic, a lot of women are also psychic. It's just pattern recognition. Like you see some situations a couple of times with the same outcome and it just establishes a pattern. And like, I'm not alone in this, okay? Most women I know are great at recognizing patterns. And it's such a shame that we are all policed from exercising our gift because it is one of our most important tools for survival. And that's why no nuance Nellies need to sit in the front, okay? They're so annoying because they are disrupting our gift. Now, back to the topic. And speaking of nuance, I also came across this TikTok video talking about how times are rough and 2 incomes are needed nowadays to make it work. And I get that. Like I am telling you, I'm getting soft with age, okay? And it's only been a couple months, okay? So let me read you this quote. The most oppressed man finds a being to oppress, his wife. She is the proletarian of the proletarian. So I get it. Times are rough. You need 2 incomes to make a household work. Like, sure. Okay, that's the reality for a lot of people. But why is it that when times are rough, women's lives get rougher relative to a man's? Times are rough, so women, on top of doing majority of the domestic labor and 100% of the biological labor, also now have to financially contribute. It doesn't sound like an equitable deal for women. Okay, it never was and it still isn't. Okay, it never was. Now, I don't identify as a socialist, but in the Spoiled Girly support group, we pick and choose. And it's interesting that in 1896, Eleanor Marx, Karl Marx's daughter, the woman, under a capitalist regime, is a double proletarian. She has two kinds of work to do: the work of a producer in the factory and the work of a housekeeper, wife, and mother in the home. On one hand, her muscles and blood are spent for the immediate profit of the capitalist, and on the other, for his future profit, in bearing and feeding up a new generation of proletarians. And that was in 1896. 100+ years later, we still haven't figured it out. Like, life has always been tough. Times have always been rough, okay? And it is so funny that the delicate creatures always have to be tougher when times are tough, okay? Like, no, we are done. Like, times are tough. Okay, wow, that's crazy. Like, sounds like some things need to change around here for times to no longer be rough, okay? Like, what a concept. Like, anyway, if you're new to the Spoiled Girly support group and are worried about being financially dependent on a man when being with a provider man, let's do a refresher on the Spoiled Girly money formula, because I feel like a lot of the girlies are new here and we need a refresher, okay? So number one, always have your own money, education, skills, and marketable experience. Always be market ready. And number two, at the very least, okay, especially when you're the non-working spouse, your husband has to invest at least $500 a month in a spousal IRA. And if you as a couple make more than the limit to be able to contribute to a Roth IRA, talk to your advisor about setting up a spousal gift trust. This will be your retirement account as the non-working spouse. And number three, be heavily involved in the family finances. Like, honestly, you need to be the main money manager, if at all possible. Like, you need to have access and custody of all accounts. And if you don't know how to do that, literally as an adult, you don't know how to pay bills and move money into savings accounts, okay? Like, I'm gonna be really strict with you here, okay? You need to learn how to do that, okay? Learn how to invest. Like, please, please, please secure your own bag, okay? The Spoiled Girly way of life only works if you do all of that, okay? Otherwise, it's Tradwifery. And you know what we say about the Tradwife lifestyle? It's Indentured Servitude. Bestie, wake up.
Would you debate for love? And despite everything, say you won't give up. Would you debate for love? And despite everything,